Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the latest escalation between the United States and Iran, a conflict that could have serious consequences from the Middle East and the global security. US President Donald Trump has declared that in his view the ceasefire with Iran is over, accusing Iran leadership of the breaking agreement and saying further negotiations are the waste of time. At the same time, both countries have carried out fresh military strikes and blaming each other for violating the ceasefire. So what exactly happened? Why did Trump make these remarks? Is diplomacy collapsing or is there still a chance to avoid a larger war? In today's video, we will explain the key development, the reaction from the both sides and what this could mean for the future. So stay with us until the end. So what did Donald Trump say? Speaking on the sidelines of the NATO summit, President Donald Trump said he no longer wants to negotiate with Iran, calling its leaders liars, cheat and violent people. According to the Trump, any agreement with Iran becomes meaningless because in his view, Iranian officials deny commitment after negotiations are completed. He also repeated his long-standing claim that Iran cannot be allowed to obtain a nuclear weapon. Despite his criticism, Trump said that US negotiators would continue discussion if they wished, but personally he believes further talks would be waste of time. Another question rises, what happened on the ground? These remarks came after another round of military escalation. According to US Central Command, American forces launched strikes against more than 80 Iranian-related targets overnight. The United States says it also destroyed dozens of small boats allegedly used by Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. The strikes were presented as a response to attack on oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz earlier this week. Although Iran has not officially accepted responsibility for those incidents, Iran responded by claiming it launched missiles and drones against dozens of US military facilities in Bahrain and Kuwait, describing the operation as retaliation for the American attacks. Both sides continue to accuse each other of breaking the ceasefire agreement. What was the ceasefire agreement? Last month, the United States and Iran signed a memorandum of understanding intended to reduce military tension. The agreement introduced a 60-day roadmap for the negotiation aimed at reaching a broader and more permanent deal. Although technical discussion reportedly continued through mediations by Qatar and Pakistan, both countries kept exchanging limited military strikes, making the agreement increasingly fragile. Now, President Trump's latest statement has created fresh uncertainty about whether that diplomatic process can survive. Iran response. Iranian military officials strongly rejected Trump's comment. Iran army chief warned that if American troops were to enter Iranian territory, they would face severe consequences. Meanwhile, Iran chief negotiators accused the United States of violating the memorandum through continued military strikes, sanctions and what Tehran described an aggressive action in the region. Iran insists its recent military actions are defensive response to American operations. Why is the Strait of Hormuz so important? One of the biggest disagreement remains the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is one of the world's most important oil shipping routes. Iran wants greater control over maritime traffic passing through the strait and has suggested introducing certain transit charges after the temporary agreement expires. The United States and Gulf countries argue that international shipping must remain free and uninterrupted, warning that any restrictions could threaten global energy supply. Security analysts believe the ceasefire is under its greatest pressure since it was announced. However, many experts also argue that neither the United States nor Iran appears eager to enter a full-scale war because such a conflict would carry enormous military, economic and political costs for both sides. For now, both governments seem to be balancing military pressure with limited diplomatic engagement, although trust between them remains extremely low. The role of Gulf countries. Regional countries are now working to prevent the situation from becoming even more dangerous. Qatar continues to play a central mediation role while Pakistan remains involved in diplomatic communication. Oman has also been actively promoting dialogue, particularly regarding future arrangements for navigations through the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain and Kuwait all want to prevent further attacks and ensure the international shipping routes remain secure. Their goal is to keep diplomatic channels open while avoiding another major regional war. At this stage, the situation remains highly uncertain. President Trump suggests growing frustrations with Iran and cast serious doubt over future negotiations. Iran meanwhile maintains the United States has violated previous commitment and says it will continue responding to what it views as aggression. Although diplomatic contacts have not completely stopped, recent military exchanges have significantly weakened confidence between both sides. The coming weeks will be critical in determining whether negotiations can be revived or whether the region moves toward another period of heightened military confrontations. That brings us to the end of today's update. Do you think diplomacy can still prevent a larger conflict, or has trust between the United States and Iran already broken down beyond repair? Share your opinion in the comment below. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest international news in-depth analysis. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.